So today is April 17th, and um, maybe I do actually have a mixed feelings. If you just simply look at what I have here, it might seem that things are kind of like looking, kind of like heading in the right direction. But you'll notice that one of the plants that I mentioned that is not seeming to be doing well, and it's confusing me as what it really is. And at first I thought it was a broccoli, but it doesn't look like it's broccoli, and I'm still confused, and it's my fault for maybe mislabeling one of the cups that says broccoli, but it turned out that probably it's not. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is broccoli, but again, it doesn't look like anything that I saw online. The other thing, so I'm pretty confused, I guess, and disappointed. First of all, confused in not knowing what it is, and disappointed in finding myself continuing to deal with the same issue of these things, kind of like staying with the initial leaves. Nothing else is growing, because they're getting pretty long, and I don't see any other leaves merging like these guys. If you notice, like they have their leaves coming out. Of course, you have the tomatoes here. Uh, you know, they're growing slowly, so I could reason with the fact that they don't have any other leaves, coming out. But and this takes me to the second part. And again, this is probably it's too early for me to have kind of like an educated assessment of the situation. But now even the tomato plants, they don't seem to be doing much better. And they're pretty thin. I did add dirt to some of them. And the reason I did add the dirt is, of course, to help the stem that it doesn't become too weak and kind of like starts falling over like this one. But the other reason also is in other videos that I watched, they say that once you cover the stem, then the roots will actually start coming out of that, and that will make the plant even stronger. Again, like I mentioned, maybe it's too early for me to make my assessment, but I'm not pleased with what I'm seeing here. And again, it's not a fair comparison, but you can't help it but compare, right? So if you look at this guy right here, it's not a thin stem. It's looking pretty healthy for me, right? And so does that one. But these guys, they seem to be really thin. At first, definitely not as thin as these guys, absolutely. And honestly, this is an assessment that I'm making just to be as honest as I can be, because I really want this to be kind of like, my true feeling as I'm looking at these things. And maybe I might come back a few days later and my look at things might change. And I'm hoping it will change for the better. Uh, but I just wanted to give you a feel, because I feel sometimes the videos that I watch, sometimes they're always positive, that it makes you feel guilty if you're not successful, right? So I want to share my journey, the good and bad of it, my mistakes, which I'm thinking of making quite a number of mistakes, but it's okay because I want to learn, and I want to make sure that whoever's following my channel also gets to learn. And then if you look, these plants right here, I thought, they were doing fine, but if you look at the ones here, they seem to be kind of like falling. And I mentioned this in the previous video. I'm not sure if I should be adding, more of the mix. So I might do that. I did water them today. So I'm thinking probably I'll just let them sit for today, and I might come back probably tomorrow or the day after and add a little bit more of the mix to one of them, or maybe two, and see if there's any change, or if anything happens that might not look like the other cups. And these are the guys right here for the onions, and it goes all the way. All the ones against the wall are actually for the onions. These guys, I believe, are the spinach ones. right here. Um, or maybe, no, this not. No, it is. It is Spanish, and it's yes. Yep. Yeah. No. No, it is Spanish. Okay. Sorry. Um, so, and I might do the same for them as well. Now, now the whole thing is negative. If you remember, these guys right here, they had nothing in them. And it seems with the exception of that guy, that one right there, they all have sprouts coming through, including these guys that don't have much to show, but actually you could see it. So that's a good sign, but I think probably it's too early to assess the situation for those guys. But I don't think it's too early to look at the egg cartons because when I look back at my paper cups, um, the sprouts were coming through. I think it was day 3 or 4 when I started to see things coming through, but there's nothing coming through from these guys. What am I doing wrong? Honestly, I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong, but I do have a theory that it's a number of things. The first thing is I don't have enough dirt to preserve water and actually keep these seeds moist so they can actually start to sprout. Even though some of them actually are still exposed, which takes me to the second part. When I initially started watering these guys, I was spraying them. I was not putting probably enough water. So what I did today is started kind of like adding drops of water instead of just kind of like sprinkling. So I'm hoping that now they have more water. And again, even though I have little of the mix in each one of these things, I want to try the water part first and see if anything starts coming through. Then I might end up adding more of the mix, maybe to cover, all the way to the top of each opening, and add more water and see what happens, because that would be more of like doing what I did with these guys. Of course, it's just these are the egg cartons. The other reason why I didn't want to put, or the main reason why I didn't want to put a lot of water in these egg cartons, because well, obviously they could leak if I put too much water. So I wanted it to be moist enough, but not too moist that the water starts leaking through, and that could damage the egg carton before these guys start to sprout. So I'm not too disappointed because, again, this was my main batch, and it seems overall giving me something, right? And again, this is experimental, and it's not the end of the world if I don't get anything out of these guys. But I do believe that I'm getting something. At least the beans and the peas are actually giving me something, so I'll be happy with that. But I'm hoping that at least the tomatoes and the at least one or more plants will give me something, but we'll see. So just wanted to share that on this day, and we'll keep you guys posted. So thank you for following, and hopefully we'll have something to celebrate soon. Well, probably in a couple of months. So we'll see. And now, before I conclude, I'm sorry. You'll notice that the grow light, I actually dropped that because I was watching a few videos and they mentioned that you want it to be actually even closer than this level. Well, this is the lowest I can actually lower it. So I think I'm giving it enough, at least with what I have. So let's see if that also makes a difference. But we'll keep you guys posted. All right, so thank you for watching, and we'll show you more videos hopefully within a couple of days. All right, thank you.